Right, so ladies and gents, as you see there, I'm just using the heat to eat pad. Let's see if I can get a meal off there. So it's gone in there. I'm going to put that in there the best way I can, squash it down. Stick the top on. And stick it to the side there and just see if it will heat up a ration pack meal in some water. Bearing in mind, you could just use, well, from the best water source, but none of that's going to be drunken. You ain't going to touch the outside of the pouch either. You can wipe it down if it is indeed hot. You wouldn't need to have clean, sterile water. Yeah, you want the best water you can. Bearing in mind, I'm thinking this is going to be emergency situations. So if there's a fast running stream, dip your cup in there and get it going. Now this is one, I'm going to test it. I can't see it working myself, but again, I'm here to, you know, have a look at things. This is another kit I carry, one of David Frere's bags there. So I had a little thought about it and I thought, well, because the company says yes, it could be used to heat up water. So let's just see if I've got enough to get. I'm using my last one here, never mind. But what I want to do, put that in there. Right, ladies and gents, that's a 2 little cup. Titanium. Oh, that's, have a look at that in there, ladies and gents. Right, so that's going to take a few minutes there, ladies and gents. That's designed to slip inside of there. So, if you watch my last film, I'm going to use that just to put a little job on that. Let's raise it off the pad. And I'm going to put that to one side and see if that boils water. I'm buying a load of these, yeah. If that will boil hot enough to make a brew, even if it's not like bubbling for 3 minutes, that will be a distinct pass. If we have a look at this thing now, it's wobbling about there. But what I wanted to do was just bring the heat to eat pads out and see if you know, what are the bushcraft heat or survival, you know, in a dire situation. I hate using the word survival, dire situation. So ladies and gents, I'm going to see if I can get some water hot in there enough to make a brew. And if it does, I'm all over this like a rash. But I think, let's have a little look there. The more you take the lid off, the more, yeah, I think what I might do is put a little drop of water in there. Oh, it was a little drop as well. But yeah, will that heat that up? Right, ladies and gents, going to bring you back on this. Right, ladies and gents, as I say here, let your eyes be a guide on that. It's certainly heating up now. It's transferring the heat. You can see a lot of the heat being lost there, because that was my original thought on this one. I'm quite confident about this one, and we can see what's going on. So I'll probably put a little bit too much water on it, no dramas, there's only a drop of water come out. Obviously giving it a go probably for the very first time using some bushcraft kit that we all carry with us. And all I've done on that one is put something on the top there, because the path kind of hit has probably too many holes than you want. Them holes would be ideal. But oh yeah, that one's going. I mean, if we can get a brew out of this, because the company say they don't want you drinking that water, which will be hot water, but everything about the heat to eat the stone is non-toxic, biodegradable, all that good stuff. I had to look at their frequently asked questions. So I'm hoping I can get a brew there, ladies and gents, because I'm testing it for you, and I'm testing it for myself. Because if this works, I'll happily carry a couple of 3 of these. And we can see on here some heat coming out of there. I don't want to keep pulling the lid off, but I'm very confident about that one. Very well. Let's wait and see on that one. But yeah, that's settled down now, just doing the heat job. And that one we can see the heat coming out. Right, ladies and gents, bringing you back at the 9-minute mark here. Now that one stopped steaming a lot. This one, at 9 minutes, I'm totally confident. And you'll see in there that ration pack's going to be hot as it is now. Oh yeah. So it'll feed you, ladies and gents. So I'll leave that in there for a little bit longer. Sorry, just my lid's expanding. And in there, I don't want to take the lid off at the moment because any heat that's in there will be released, but I was a little bit sceptical it would boil water. It will boil it in the plastic stuff, in the white tray, but just to see, there's a lot of wind here and that as well, which is taking off the heat. Oh, I'll tell you what, ladies and gents, we've got some bubbles there. We're bubbling up there. No, that's the 8-minute mark, alright. That's, well, it's better than I expected, mate. Well, I don't know what I'm expecting, but I'm trying to give it the best go I can, using kit that somebody may have. That could be a Crusader mug and somebody's rigged like a misting up underneath it or whatever. But that one's going guns, and that's certainly going to be a hot food. Right, ladies and gents, we're at the 10-minute mark now. Al's holding the camera for me. Totally happy about this ration pack. Oh, that'll be hot. Oh yeah, you can tell. And have a look in there, ladies and gents, because that's what it does. It's a shame that wouldn't fit on there, because that's still got some go in it. And oh, that is hot. But I'm trying to see if I can get a brew out of this one. Right, anyway, back to this one, ladies and gents. Now, any residue from the heat stone is non-toxic, I'm reliably informed. And if it's not, I'll get myself a lawyer. No. So, an emergency hot, oh yes, you can just see the steam coming out of that. Yeah, is that a hot meal? Just by carrying a heat stone, and you can carry them in your smock pocket if needed be. Bag's a bit hot. Ladies and gents, that is a pass on that, so you can use any stainless steel, whatever kit you got. It's still cracking on there. That would have been ready at about the 8-minute mark, I reckon. So yeah, I'm going to get a couple more of these just to, oh, meatballs. Oh. So with any camper, it doesn't have to be the military meals, it can be the wayfarers, there's loads of different ones, ladies and gents. Imagine you're up in the middle of nowhere and you've got no way of starting a fire, or you're in like an environment where you couldn't have a fire. Can you get a hot meal out of one of them and just your normal like metal pots that we carry about, your Pathfinders or your Zebra Billy pots? Well, I've just shown you can. So that's Van Dabby Dozy. Gonna see what this one's like in a minute. So even if I can get I never thought we'd actually boil, because the energy that you'd need to boil, you know, ½ litre of water is quite considerable. But anyway, that one's still giving it large. But you know, they don't advise you drink that water. But that sort of water, let's have a look there quick, mate. Yeah, that's got bubbles on it, huh? Yeah, I see that's heating up, mate. But I reckon that would be, I didn't expect that to actually boil, bubble, you know, like you would do if you was using a gas burner. Because that's something, if you want to get a warm hot brew in, yeah, when you've got no other way of doing it, that's the one to go for. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm going to finish this ration pack because it's lovely, and I'll bring you back. Right, ladies and gents, I didn't think this was going to be the hardest test for it, and you know, the company haven't designed it to boil water in this scenario. I'm just giving it a go. We've got to be a realistic scenario for us as bushcrafters. Alright, so I'm going to take it off now, and that's very hot, still sort of bubbling up in there. Okay, now don't want to be drinking that water. I think it needs to be in a tighter container with a bit more height on it, to be honest, for the heat to develop. So, ladies and gents, that is some hot water on there. Hopefully you can see the steam coming off it. I guarantee the steam coming off that. And I'm just going to taste it hot water wise. Alright, let it rise with you guys. Oh yeah, that's hot enough for a brew. No, that is hot enough. It's not boiled when it's bubbled and then you let it cool down. It's just got to that point where it's just a bit hot for your mouth. It's hot for your mouth. Right, bring it back because I'm going to make a coffee out of that. No, that is, you want to keep, look, you can see the heat coming off it, ladies. So that in itself really, for an improvised system that the company never envisaged kind of work, because that is more than hot enough for a brew. Yeah, I want to get a brew on. Because I use decant, the old camp coffee. Love that. But yeah, that's more than hot enough for a brew. Oh. And I've got no reason to lie and make out it's not hot, because I'm only just giving it, well, what I thought was quite an impossible testimony. Right, there we go, black coffee. Oh, you can take a slug of it, but you couldn't fill your mouth with it. That's how hot it is, ladies and gents. I haven't got a temperature because, guess what? I'm not like scientific, you know. It probably worked brilliantly inside of a, you know, a building or laboratory or something like that. But no, that is just hot enough that I can keep my hands on it. Oh, it's a bit hot as it goes. No, so I've got a hot brew and I've got food. Did it boil like we're used to seeing it? No. Did it make it hot enough that I've got a hot brew and hot food inside of me in what could be a very difficult situation? Bearing in mind them 2 heat pads, which I'll show you later on, would just fit inside the top pocket of your smock. Actually, do you know, I see one of these being in a first aid kit, to be honest, in case you need to get a brew on from somebody. Boom. No, but ladies and gents, I'll bring you close in on that. You see it's, hopefully you can see it steaming. I'll bring it closer, see if it steams up the lens, but I'm going to stick it right in there now. Alright, that's a bit much, but there you go. Well, if it's a bit steamy, no, that's hot enough to drink, as I said, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't come to a rolling boil, but these things just wouldn't have the energy to do that. And plus, bearing in mind, that's got to heat the water, the pad, the bottom one, which is very, very hot, and then a lot of the heat is going to be taken away by heating the titanium. But yeah, no, I'll leave it there. So what I've done there, I've got food and a hot brew, and I'm happy with that, ladies and gents. And I'll be getting hold of some more of these, and I can't see no reason why bushcrafters you wouldn't want a couple of these about your person. But so there you go. The casualty is now recovering. They've got a hot meal inside them and a hot brew inside them, ladies and gents, and that is it.